you're both phonies.
Haley, I'm like, I can't get over this story, right? I don't think any of us can. It's like, how does this call go, right? Like, oh, hey, Don, okay, so I'm sorry I called you a Nazi for years and like Hitler, but you want to grab coffee, maybe lunch, you know, like
at your house.
Yeah, like how does it, and it's like funny because it's so ridiculous and it's so shameless and it's so debasing and so disgusting on their part. But they also created this environment where Donald Trump almost got killed. Yeah. Right. And even back in October, Mika Brzezinski said that the Madison Square Garden was a white nationalist Nazi type rally. And so they're the ones that created that environment. And so it is good to see that MSNBC's ratings are down, and that's why they're doing this. Hopefully they can eat some humble pie, maybe do some self-reflection, and realize that they have led to a lot of the division in this country and an environment that potentially got Donald Trump killed.
You know, Mika Brzezinski went on The View and basically took over the show. It was like the Mika Brzezinski show that day. Well, now Sunny Hostin is very angry. Watch.
Uh-oh.
I think that we have to be very clear-eyed when we think about the president-elect and cover the president-elect. And I don't think you need to sit down for 90 minutes at Mar-a-Lago and kiss his ring to be able to speak truth and to be able to cover a story. So maybe they're not journalists in the true sense. Maybe they're saying that they're opinion journalists.
I mean, here, she just said maybe Mika's not a journalist. You think?
Well, I mean, make MSNBC great again.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Look, the ratings are no joke, and networks can think of it as being cyclical. So this cycle started last Wednesday morning after the election, and they're feeling it now. But I just don't understand where they are going to go forward and not admit that they lied. Because if they really thought he was a fascist, a Nazi, and he was getting at Trump supporters with those comments about MSNBC or MSG, the Madison Square Garden crowd, calling supporters Nazis and so on and so forth. Look, they have to admit they lied before they can go forth. Like, I'll never believe another word that they say. And by the way, that's more MSNBC, those clips we showed, than I've seen in years. I mean, that was a lot of material. I don't, you know, I try not to have that much of it in my system. I think I might be allergic to it.
That's good for your mental health, so that's probably a wise decision.
I'm sure they're nice people, but they lied.
John, you know, the fact that Trump took this meeting, Brooke Singman at Fox News Digital reached out, got some comments from him, and I found them to be fascinating. So for someone who's a fascist and all of these things, he said, I'm not looking for retribution, grandstanding, or to destroy people who treated me unfairly. He thinks it's vital to have a free, fair, and open media, and he has an obligation to talk to those, even those who mistreated him badly.
I wish I could have seen him opening the front door and say, what, you couldn't find Mao and Stalin? They were busy? You're here to see Hitler? But,
oh, my goodness.
But no, I can't believe he let people in his house. Think about if people were calling you Hitler or Stalin or Mao, and they wanted to come over and have coffee. Would you actually let them in your house? So I actually think Trump is being quite magnanimous, totally contrary to the image that the left built of him. One thing about the ratings, Harris, I think by showing these clips, you have quadrupled the MSNBC ratings by showing them on Fox News.
Well, look, if they can talk neutrally and bring the country together, that would be a good thing. Yeah. I just don't know. This feels self-serving, but maybe they'll prove differently.
Emily, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't think this is a new leaf. I remember the New York Times apologizing in 2016. There was no new leaf. This isn't a new leaf. This is a ploy to try to get an interview and ratings.
Yeah, look, I think that